I am so glad it did not suck. Hey guys, welcome to this review at, hold on, 2 in the morning. I hope I didn't mess up the focus with that, but yeah, welcome to this review 2 in the morning. And depending on how the audio sounds, I might be hearing this mic or that mic. Either way, I probably look funny wearing a headset. That's it. But yeah, welcome to this review of the Power Rangers movie. I'll try not to spoil too much. It's for me, I don't really review a lot of movies, at least make YouTube videos of it, so it's kind of hard to be like, I want to talk about this, but I can't spoil it. But the brief part is I liked the movie. I really did. Like I just started out this video saying it did not suck. That ever since the first press release of the fact that they were making a Power Rangers movie, I was just thinking, please do not let it suck. I really hope it doesn't suck. And it didn't. It exceeded my expectations because really did not want it to suck. So to start off, obviously Power Rangers based on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which it's all the way down here in my display at the moment. And I just realized most of this is not really set up well because I'm rearranging my display at the moment, but that's besides the point. But Power Rangers based on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it has Rita as Elizabeth Banks, or sorry, Elizabeth Banks as Rita. By the way, this is all just pretty much a ramble. I should say that Power Rangers movie review in parentheses, more like a ramble. So because I just watched this at 8 p.m. and it's 2 a.m. now, decided to finally record the video before I forget everything that happened. So to start off, um, this movie is basically an origin story. So it's the first two acts are pretty much character based, story wise, like not necessarily actiony. And the third act is finally when we get into the action, where not the third act is basically where all of the Power Ranger footage that you see in the trailers is. So all of that footage is in the third act. And they actually, and I don't think they cut back on the Power Ranger footage. I do know that they cut out some scenes, and apparently, supposedly, because someone on the internet said, um, they cut out about 30 minutes of the movie, and I do wonder what those 30 minutes could have been. I really do hope some of that is fighting footage because I really did like the fight scenes. It was too short for my taste, but it good enough where I'm like, this is an origin story. I'm completely okay with this. I just want to say right off the bat that Billy, played by R.J. Seiler, I think is his name, he stole the show for me. I think my friend Love can attest to this, and maybe my brother too. He is he isn't necessarily. They're the all five Rangers are the main cast. It's not like just Billy, and he's not the main character. People be like, oh, the Red Ranger, because he's the leader. But I think he had the most lines, I want to say, but he was just the most involved in the whole story, and he just kind of stole the show for me, and he did an amazing job. Not that the other cast members did a terrible job; they all did great. I liked Alpha's comedic effect. He really did bring some good, funny jokes when it was supposed to come. I don't feel like any, at least for me, I don't feel like any jokes were out of place for again, this is why I should have recorded this a little bit sooner because I'm already kind of forgetting, but I don't think there were any jokes real in general, I should say, not just from Alpha, that weren't bad. Like there were some cheesy jokes, obviously. You're gonna get that from Power Rangers, but they weren't misplaced jokes. They were, for me at least, they were timed pretty well and not that bad. I actually do like that the first two acts weren't, or that rather the fact that they were character driven and not necessarily first act character development, second and third act fighting. Because if we would have got, there, people are going to complain either way. But the way it is now, people are complaining that there's not enough action, but people are like, hey, if this makes enough money, there is a chance of a sequel, and that'll probably start off with action. So that's good. But there's people who are like, we just wanted to see for a movie called Power Rangers, we should see more action. But if we see more action, we're not gonna get enough of the plot that or character development that we did in this version, I should say, and rather than the last two acts being action and one character development. I'm actually super okay with this. I mean, I was kind of disappointed. My friend Lav even said, "Watch, they're only gonna morph once or twice." And part of me knew he was right, but part of me wanted to at least there to be three times or something. But he was right. They morph once or twice. I don't know. If that's the spoiler that they morph once and or twice, but whatever. You know that they morphed. That's no secret in the movie. Sorry, this cable is just overextending from my computer over there while I'm recording this in case I'm being too quiet because it's 2 a.m. Again, yes, this is a review, but I barely review, so it's more of a ramble. But going back to the actors, they all did a good job. Because of the character development, it made me feel for them. Uh, no spoilers, but during it's two scenes in specific, it just made me like I kind of wanted to tear up a bit, only because it's like it's Power Rangers, like, and their story and stuff, and I legitimately kind of wanted to tear up, but I was just like, it's kind of dumb to tear up at this part. I feel like my laugh was sitting next to me. He was just like, dude, are you crying at a Power Rangers movie or something? Which there's nothing wrong with that, but still, it's just like obviously they morph. Everyone knows that they morph in the movie, and that whole scene of them morphing just made me just like seeing all the CGI and stuff that was actually pretty good. I was just like, like I was so happy because by this point I there was nothing really I hated about the movie. And there's also some Easter eggs from other Power Ranger seasons. There's some that I missed that I see on Twitter and YouTube videos about, and I'm like, I completely missed that, and I legitimately want to see this movie again, so I probably will try to find those Easter eggs. But there's, the ones I counted were, let me see, one, two. I'm trying not to name those Easter eggs in case you want to find them for yourself. But there's one, two, six. There are six that I can, seven. There are seven that I can think of right now, and I only caught four of them. I had to see YouTube videos about it, and there's still one that I don't know where the hell it's from, or where in the movie it's on, or which part. You know what I mean? Bryan Cranston did a good job at the movie, or at playing Zordon. I really did like his part in it. If I wanted someone to play Zordon, he's the perfect person for it. And probably a bit biased because I love Breaking Bad and Malcolm in the Middle, that for that matter too. I'd say overall the CGI was actually decent in this movie. I've seen other people complain about the CGI, but in my opinion, it was like actually pretty good. There's just one scene in specific with Goldar, the big gold monster. In case you don't know, that's Goldar. If you don't know, I'm claiming that it's not a spoiler because if you're a fan of Power Rangers and just did some digging, you probably know that was Goldar from the trailers, but that's Goldar. And just one scene in specific that he does, it's just you could it stood out like a sore thumb for me from all the other CGI that was before that, and that was the only bad CGI that I noticed. Maybe there was more, and I just didn't pay close enough attention, but that was the only bad CGI that I saw at least, or that bothered me a little bit. I have come to like the designs overall because at first I really did not like Alpha. I was just like, what the heck did they do to him? This looks so stupid with just like two big bulbs for eyes around the planet, or more like a saucer, I guess, or what frisbee, whatever. That's better. But I really did not like his. I didn't like his whole design, I should say. I was gonna say that I didn't like his helmet or like the face, but I didn't really like the whole thing because he kind of had a belly too. But it worked for this movie. I really did like to. I really became more fond of his design, as well as the Megazord design. The Megazord design, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I was just like, okay, like if you show me this Megazord as fan art or just came across it somewhere, someone just made it because, oh, here's my own mecha that I made because, whatever, I'm an artist. I'll be like, okay, that looks pretty cool. Well, for Power Rangers, at first when I saw it, I'm like, again, it looks cool, but I'm like, it's not, yeah, whatever. It works for the movie though. The way, by the way, the way they make the Megazord is actually pretty cool. But I, it does work for the movie. I really do like the Megazord design now, as well as the Ranger suit designs. I think I honestly forgot how I feel about it because by this point I like the suit designs. It works for the movie. It floats so well. Again, I felt a little bit emotional when they were morphing. I'm just like, yes, it's happening. But I really do like their suit designs. Just don't mind me cracking my knuckles here. But I don't remember, at this point, I don't remember if I hated them or if I was indifferent, like the Megazord design about it when they first got shown. But at this point, I like them a lot. And I actually am, you think I'd be the opposite, but I actually am glad I held off on collecting the toys for the movie because I literally have not seen it. Why would I buy it for something that I don't know if I'll like yet? So I actually am glad that I held off because now I'm gonna get the legacy figures of the Power Rangers movie. So that way I can have the Legacy Megazord because now I really like the Megazord and it's better than having the 5-inch figures. And then why not buy both? Because first of all, money, and second of all, might as well have, if you're gonna have the Legacy figures, why have the 5-inch figures? I guess there's the 5-inch gold art, but I got the Ranger, so that's good enough for me. I don't want to really try to spoil it, but if you know the first arc of the Ranger saga, uh, like the whole first story base, I guess, the whole arc is Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo, in space, and then it's because the Mighty Morphin, by the way, spoilers for the original series, but the Mighty Morphin Rangers go into Zeo, they go into Turbo, they go into space, and then it's Lightspeed Rescue, but it's not the same people like from in space becoming the Lightspeed Rescue Rangers. It's they actually follow what Sentai does. It's just a new team every season. But from MMPR to in space, it's like in the same universe, even though all of Power Rangers is in the same universe technically, except for RPM or something like that. I don't know. I don't really know what's canon from RPM. But anyway, because the first 4 seasons, I don't know, I'm doing a bracket. The first 4 seasons are in the same arc slash story. I really do hope that if the movies do well, if there, I hope there's more movies that we get an in space movie. That is my main goal. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but there's the In Space Legacy figures here. I'll post a picture that I posted on Twitter right now, and that's how they look like right now. It just looks so awesome. But that is the end goal, and I can't wait if hypothetically they make an In Space movie, and if hypothetically I'll start to hate the suit designs and the Megazord design because it's not in space. I'm kind of joking, but kind of not, because if they do, I'll be like, what are you doing with my favorite season, Hollywood? But I really would like that if they just continue this saga until in space because I mean maybe they'll continue it up until Lightspeed or maybe even further, but I kind of see it being hard to do because not only at that point are you out of the I guess Zordon saga, whatever, because Zordon is throughout all that. He's the only character that's really throughout all those seasons. I lost my train of thought. The point is, I don't know if they'll keep going because yeah, it's out of that saga, and you're getting further and further from MMPR, and people love MMPR so much because first season and nostalgia. And I just realized that I've made this video about 20 minutes long because this camera is dumb and can only record 10 minutes at a time, and I have a timer right there, and I've restarted that timer twice, so this is already probably about 20 minutes, considering the fact that I'm gonna edit this and stuff. Anyway, I really enjoyed the movie. I again from the first press release, I was just hoping, please don't suck. That was actually what I said out loud. Please don't suck. I want you to be good. And especially the fact that Ninja Steel and at least I like Dino Charge, but looking back, it was pretty okay. And Ninja Steel, I've already kind of gave up on, is are not doing too well for me. An 18-year-old, not a kid, but still, that's besides the point, although not really. This is the morphine shot. It's not morphine shot because that would be making you drowsy, but the adrenaline shot, I should say, that Power Rangers needed. A really good movie with just really with actually developing the plot and characters. The characters aren't all cookie cutter perfect versions like from MMPR, and that's what I like about it, that everyone can relate to one of the Rangers, part of their story or something like that. All in all, this is a really messed up review, and I'm sorry about that. Instead of at the end of the video linking two of my past videos, I'm gonna link to two other reviews that I saw, and they're both spoiler free. So you can go watch theirs if you want to. Thank you for watching this messed up one though. Just rambling about the movie. Hopefully I didn't spoil that much for you. I try not to at least, but again, actually good acting. Like again, I can't find the thing that I really hated. I became used to Goldar's design. I I kind of ignore the fact that that's supposed to be Goldar and supposed to have a voice and kind of look like a monkey. I was just like, okay, a big monster with no emotion or whatever. And I was okay with that. Like I disconnected myself from the show and I was like, okay, I'm okay with this. It was all right. I was all right with it. Another thing I'll say though is the way the Rangers defeat or stop Rita, however you want to say it, because if it wasn't obvious, the Rangers are totally gonna do that for the movie. I was like, that's kind of dumb. It fits with the way the movie went, but it's kind of dumb. But then I was thinking about sequels, and I'm like, oh, I see what you did there. Also, stay after the credit scene. It's a pretty small thing, but that's all you have to stay for. And by the way, after the credits, I mean for when they're showing the credits and it's all graphic-y and graphics in the background and stuff, then they show the after credit scene or the mid credit scene, and then it's the scroll of credits. You don't have to stay after the scroll of black screen, white letter, I don't know why I want to say credits. You don't have to stay after that. After the graphics in the background naming the main actors that are in the movie, there's a credit scene or after the credit scene, and then there's the scroll of text. Do not stay after the scroll of text. It's pointless, but there's that. Unless you want to, like I did, just to make sure there's something secret at your theater that there wasn't at mine. This is already a long enough outro because I'm like, oh wait, there was this I wanted to say, there was that I wanted to say, and I'm probably gonna forget something. Actually, one thing that I forgot to say that I said in the or that I predicted in the Power Rangers donut Krispy Kreme review or whatever, which is kind of dumb reviewing a food item, but regardless, I predicted that some events would lead us to having the donut from it in real life show up in the movie, but it does not happen. So I did not call it. It did not show up. I kind of wish it did though. It would have been kind of funny. But that's really the only thing I forgot to say. Point is, go watch it. You will not be disappointed if you're a Power Rangers fan. At least I wasn't. And I'm kind of heavy on the MMPR saga because if you look at back on it, it's kind of sucks, but it was the first season that's what brought on all of this that I have behind me, or to the right of me, technically. And I have a lot of MMPR stuff with me. So even though I'm kind of harsh on the MMPR saga, I do like this movie. It is an origin story, so know that going in. Don't be surprised. Again, like I even said right now, the third act is where the action goes, and then first and second act are character development and plot stuff. But it's still pretty good. I enjoyed it. Go watch it. Watch the other two reviews that I'm gonna post in the outro, not mine. These are, by the way, these are people that I watch too, so go subscribe to them if you want. And yeah, I'm gonna buy the legacy figures, so look out for that review coming on soon. But that is it. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing if you like for more Power Ranger videos and any other videos that I upload. Super Sentai, Toku, Kamen Rider, stuff like that. But that is it. Thank you for watching. Again, I said that like 3 times, probably, or twice. And I'll see you in the next one.